Hey, I'm doing another video. I thought it was important to kind of do a second video going off of the last one that I did in reference to relapsing and going through my bouts of depression. Kind of one of those things where it's a bit of a rough patch, or it's been a bit of a rough patch, and now I'm finally acknowledging that it's actually happening. And with this video, I wanted to kind of just talk about how it's okay to not be okay. And what I mean by that is it's okay to feel the way that you do. It's depression isn't something that I feel that anyone would wish upon themselves. I know that they don't want to feel the way that they do, and they can't really control, you know, how they feel. But it's okay to have those emotions. It's what you do with them, which is really important. And for me, one of the things that I've had to learn is to process those emotions, to go through them. Like if I'm feeling sad, I feel sad. If I want to cry, I'm gonna cry about it. If I'm angry, I'll be angry. But what I don't want to do is allow those feelings to fester. I don't want them to kind of, I keep that inside and it's boiling and bubbling, and then it gets worse before it gets better. I think that there's a time and a place for it all, and whatever safe space that you create for yourself in order to get through those emotions, please do. Because the more you process them, the more you let it out, the easier it is to let it go. And I think that's one of the most important parts of recovery, or kind of overcoming a relapse, or when you feel yourself going into a rough patch, is being able to process it, let it out, and let it go. And I know it's easier, it's easy to say that because people, deal with their emotions a bit differently. People deal with depression differently. For me, if I'm being honest, I am extremely sensitive when I'm in depression. Everything gets to me. It's absolutely insane. And just coupled with my overthinking, I create scenarios in my mind that haven't even happened. And it kind of perpetuates that depressive funk that I'm in, even though nothing has happened. Like, it's all created in my mind, but it controls my emotions. So one of the things that I do is definitely try and reallocate that energy to something else. And a lot of it is to my interests and hobbies. I think it's a little bit differently now, considering that I moved to California and I'm the only person in California. I don't have any family here in Oakland, San Francisco. So everything that I deal with, I think, has doubled, or my emotions to it has doubled. And it's slowly affecting, how I navigate through life right now. And, like I stated in my last video, both professionally and personally, there's some things that I figured out about myself that has caused a lot of problems that I need to deal with. One of those things is realizing that I need to be by myself, and I need to figure out a little bit more who I am as an individual, but also how to consistently make myself happy and not put added pressure onto anyone or anything to make me happy, or like there's this incessant neediness, or attention seeking behavior, which just isn't unhealthy, and it doesn't allow for healthy, positive situations or relationships, or whatever the case may be. So just wanted to touch on that for a little bit, and I think this is a good segue into other bits and pieces of me. I normally just title these videos as Let's Get Personal because this is a personal piece of me. I don't even think a lot of my friends even know that I deal with anxiety and depression and, you know, how I cope and kind of what my triggers are and what my symptoms are. I'm normally a private person and I don't like to put any pressure or add any of my problems onto anyone else, even though most people that I interact with feel that I'm easy to talk to. And I try and provide solutions to other people. I try and give advice to other people. I wish I would take more of my own advice, but it's just a character flaw that I'm working on. And, you know, as I kind of like talk about this, I definitely don't want it to be as dark or dank or negative as it may sound now, but I definitely want to touch on the positives to it as well. So kind of like my journey into how I get out of my depressive funk and, you know, providing more of my interests and my hobbies and, you know, the things that I do to kind of get myself back on track. So, you know, for those that are watching or thinking about watching, I definitely want you to be a part of my journey, and I'm excited to kind of see how honest I can be and kind of how people respond to it or don't respond to it in that regard. So, till next time.